next on the MARR Army Rock Show. Excited to have from Europe John Leven with us. They're about to release their 11th studio album called Walk the Earth. It's due out October 20th, and he's here to tell us all about it. John, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Pleasure being here.
So, hey, the first thing I want to ask you is the record was recorded at a very famous studio, so why don't you tell folks a little bit about that?
Yeah, we recorded at Abbey Road Studios, the famous studio where bands like the Beatles and Pink Floyd and lots of very famous artists have recorded classic albums. We felt that we wanted to spend some time in London, and which studio could be better than Abbey Road?
Yeah, now when you walked in there, well, first of all, have you recorded there previously?
No, we've been there once before. We did some kind of a live show in the studio, in the internet thing. So I've been there before, but we haven't really recorded anything.
So your experience there, was there anything like an artifact or anything like unique that jumped out of you as you were walking around and just spending time there?
Yeah, it's the atmosphere of the studio. You can feel it breathe. Old stuff, and we actually producer. He's very much into old vintage stuff. So he made the people at Abbey Road bring up lots of old equipment from the cellar. So we actually used pretty much the same setup when it comes to recording gear as the Beatles. We used one of their mixing consoles. So there's no modern stuff on this album. Old stuff.
That had to be a fantastic experience. Now, I've been enjoying the record, and folks can pre-order the record right now on iTunes. But the tune "Walk the Earth," the title track, is out right now. So, was there a big decision or a tough decision to pick that as the title track and first single, or how did that come down?
That came pretty natural. We all felt that that's going to be the title song of the album, and it felt natural to use it as the first single too, because it's pretty much representative of the rest of the album too.
Yeah, as I listen to it, in some ways the album has like some themes to it. It almost has kind of the feel of a concept record, even though it may not exactly be one, but you kind of feel like you're going on a journey. Did you guys kind of plan it that way, or did it just happen that way?
I don't think we really planned it. We say before every album that we do that we want to do something different. There's nothing more boring than an artist or band that keep recording the same album over and over again. So we wanted to be a little bit more progressive on this one, I think. And we had a lot of help from Dave Cobb. He was more involved in the writing process this time. He did also produce War Kings album.
Now, I found interesting as I was going through the record, a lot of songs kind of had either a political or kind of almost historical sounding theme, and then tucked all the way down there at number 7 is this song about a car, I think, or maybe a metaphor about a car, GTO. Tell me about that tune. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, that was one of the last songs we felt we need an up-tempo rocker here, so that song came about pretty much at the end, and I think it was Dave Cobb's idea to sing about fast cars.
Now,
this is because the whole song sounds like one of those songs, that you want to put up on full volume in a fast car.
Yeah, it definitely has that vibe to it, and it was kind of a nice. It was just a change of pace in the record. It just sounded a little different than the other tunes. So going back to War of Kings, the band almost seems like it took a little bit of a stylistic turn, as they might say, and I really love the direction. It's kind of like a heavier, darker side almost. Was there like a moment that made that change? Was it the writing style or the band, or what made the turn sort of for you guys?
Well, I'm not really sure. We didn't really discuss anything before. We just collect all our song ideas that we have within the band, and see where it takes us. And Dave Cobb he had a lot of influence on it too. And as I said, he's been even more involved in the songwriting process this time. He's almost like a sixth member of the band.
So you guys are about to embark on a big UK tour very soon with another big name band. So why don't you tell folks about that?
Yeah, we're doing now in November into December. We're doing the Purple in England, in the UK. I think that it might be one of their last tours. So they said in the beginning, but I'm not sure if they changed their mind. But I think it might be their last tour. So it feels like coming full circle because the Purple obviously has been a very big influence on the band.
Yeah, I read somewhere once. Did they actually have something to do indirectly with why you guys are called Europe?
Yeah, that's from a live album that they did called Made in Europe. I think Joey came up with the idea after listening to that album, and I thought that's weird, but kind of sunk in.
Yeah, it's kind of what an appropriate way, like almost for them to end their tour with a band that like paid that kind of homage to them and doing a tour. It must be exciting to be going out with Deep Purple.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be a blast going out, watch them every night. I mean, fantastic musicians and a fantastic band with a fantastic history.
So, we're over here in Pennsylvania, across the pond, man. Is there any chance for a U.S. tour in 2018?
I think we're planning on doing a U.S. tour. We'll also go to Australia, and hopefully soon. I really would like to come over and play some dates in America. Absolutely, we'd love to tour in America.
Now, one of the chances I've had to see you play was on the Monsters of Rock cruise back in 2015. Do you like the rock cruises? Talk about Monsters of Rock.
Yeah, that was really nice. I mean, being on a boat and nice weather and nice people. Yeah, it was a great experience, actually. I loved it.
Is there a favorite memory you have of that cruise? Something that stood out for you, either watching another band or just hanging out with them?
Oh, it was just fun to hang out with people. And, the gig we did was really good, too. Or I think we did two, actually. No, it's just a fantastic crowd, fantastic setting, fantastic atmosphere.
Now, the new record, Walk the Earth, has some kind of unique and original artwork on it. Now, tell us about how the album cover came about.
Well, it was actually Dave Cobb. He wore a T-shirt one day to the studio and said, "That's great artwork, you did that." And I kind of forgot the guy's name now. But it's from Dave's T-shirts. We just contacted him and said, "Hey, would you like to make an album cover?" I don't think he ever done that before, just T-shirts. I think it's based in Los Angeles. Forget its name now.
It's a cool album cover, man. It goes back to as you mentioned, kind of like reminds Pink Floyd reminiscent, that classic era album cover idea.
Yeah.
So, hey, some people might not know there's a fairly recent DVD that came out, the final Countdown anniversary. Tell folks about that DVD and where it was filmed and that kind of thing.
Yeah, we did a 30th anniversary tour for the Final Countdown. We started playing the full album War of Kings, and then we ended playing the full album of the Final Countdown. And so we filmed the whole thing, and now it's out on DVD. That was last year, I think, we were out on that tour. It was really interesting to bring up some oldies that we haven't played for a while.
Now, the tune, the Final Countdown, being that old, when you guys wrote that tune, and if you could just reflect back to when that, if you can remember the moment when you completed that tune, did you have any idea what you guys were holding in your hands when that tune was finished?
No. No, absolutely not. Back then, I don't think we really thought about things like big hit songs or anything. It just took us all by surprise. So it was the record company who chose that song, and I guess they chose wisely. No, it just took off. I think we were number one in 26 countries at the same time. And it was really hard to comprehend back then. It's really hard to comprehend now too.
Yeah, you can't go to like a sporting event or anything without hearing that song these days. And I always wondered, was there ever even possibly an era where you guys could play a set and not put that song in? Did it ever happen?
Yeah, it happened. We were supposed to do a download festival in England. And we said, let's try not to play the Funny Countdown tonight. And we ended up missing the whole show because of the plane was delayed and it was heavy traffic. So we came to the venue right when we were supposed to get off stage. So after that, we never gonna say that we're not gonna play the Funny Countdown because it means bad luck.
Bad karma, right? It cursed you.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a funny moment. I'd be curious to see if you had fun doing it or not. Is the Geico commercial? When I saw that, I just laughed hysterically, and I thought it was just you guys were such great sports about it. Did you enjoy doing the commercial?
Yeah. We had seen the previous ones they had made, and we thought they had a good sense of humor to it. So we thought that would be fun to do.
Was it? Did it harken you back to the old music video days of the '80s, or just, I guess, a totally different experience now?
No, it did remind me a little bit because in the '80s you usually took like 2 days to record a video. Now we do it in a couple of hours. But this production with Geico, I think there was like 300 stagehands on the when we filmed it. So it was a big production.
Now, 2 more things before I let you go here. So you were with the band almost like from the exact very beginning of Europe. How did the band find you? Tell us what were you doing, and how did it come to be that you joined Europe?
It's a long time ago. Just one day, there was somebody knocking on my door, and it was John Noren, the guitar player, and they said, "Well, we fired our bass player. Would you like to join the band?" And I said, "Yeah, of course." And then I told my dad next day, I said, "I need to buy some music equipment." So I used to race dirt bikes back then. I said to my dad, "I want to sell the dirt bikes so I can buy proper amplifier and stuff. Because I'm going to be a rock star." I told him. And he laughed. "Yeah, sure."
Have you ever gone back and reminisced with that with your dad and said, "Hey, Dad, remember that day when you laughed at it?"
Yeah, of course. Of course. Yeah. I do all the time.
Well, hey, one more thing before I let you go. So 3 decades and going strong. What has it been that's kept Europe together through, like, a lot of bands, fell apart during grunge and hip-hop and all that stuff. What's kept you guys going strong for 30 years?
I think we have a unique way of approaching the music together. I think we pretty much have the same taste, and we always agree on. I mean, not always, but pretty much always we agree on the way we're supposed to treat a song or record a song and stuff. So we have something in common that's very strong.
Well, hey, man, the 11th studio album, Walk the Earth, is due out on October 20th. We got our fingers crossed for a U.S. tour sometime in 2018. John Leven of Europe, man, I appreciate you being on the show very much. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. Thank you very much.